So Poetik Flakko just dropped, and this is bad. So Poetik Flakko made a video exposing and talking shit about all No Jumper hosts. Basically saying they can't do their job, they can't do nothing. They're just there, and Adam 22 got to work overtime because he don't have nobody that's reliable. Which I feel is untrue, but hey, we about to get to the content and we about to see what Poetik Flakko is talking about. In the Poetik Flakko video, he's calling them circus acts at No Jumper, which is fucking insane. But let's get to it.
Is horrifying, is a disaster. The current employees are absolutely filth. Say what you want about Adam. Adam has lasted as long because he's clearly great at making content. But Adam is a 40-year-old man. You can't ask him to be on every show on No Jumper and every piece of content that comes out of No Jumper because that's impossible. He's 40. But the peak of No Jumper has been Adam surrounding himself by a solid core of at least 5 that he's able to assign to different shows, and they're able to at least perform when he's not present. But now,
you see what he just said right there, what Poetik Flakko just said right there. I do agree, because back years ago, it used to be, the No Jumper host used to interview people, but it seemed like he don't trust them no more, and it just seems kind of stupid. Yeah, I did notice that because it seemed like he used to have the host interview people, but now it's not like that. Now it's like he does everything, and if he does have somebody interview, it's either going to be he's going to be supervising very tight, or it's going to be lush. And I do agree that's something I really noticed that changed. But let's keep going.
Income poops, dummies, stupid weirdos who can't even put together a coherent sentence or give any type of structural analysis on anything. So what we are left with is a bunch of babbling idiots when Adam isn't here. There are some employees who aren't completely babbling buffoons, right? They do have something to offer, but it's not 5. Trust me, I've gone down the roster. I can't find 5 that aren't babbling buffoons. Right, that's just a fact. Now, usually I would ignore.
And you see, since he don't work there no more, I guess he's not, he's making a lot of money. He's doing his own thing. Flakko don't need No Jumper. But now he's basically on a slander campaign saying, I fuck with Adam 22, but fuck most of the co-hosts that I don't fuck with, and I can barely come up with 5. This is insane. Let's keep going.
These babbling buffoons. But then it came to my awareness that these babbling buffoons was blaming me for why they are terrible at their jobs. I've literally watched episodes of the No Jumper News where Almighty Suspect, who's one of the few good ones at No Jumper, where he literally has to talk to himself for 2 hours because nobody around him has anything to offer. Like, he literally has to give his analysis. He has to offer his own rebuttal because nobody around him is informed, has anything to say, can provide any type of articulate.
You see, this right here, I'm gonna have to disagree with it because Tam, whether you believe it or not, and Hefe, Spody Face, basically the whole cast they got right now, I feel like is very good at is very articulate and very good at wording their stuff. They may not agree. I feel like there's more debates than anything now than it used to be, but that's part of podcasting. Podcasting, not everybody's supposed to agree on everything, and that's just the way that should go there. So, like I said, Ricky is pretty good. People talk shit about Ricky, but Ricky's good, and Tam is good. Those are top 2. Lush, he's good, but he kind of gets off topic sometimes too. But Almighty Suspect is good, but I don't know where he get that people can't have a simple conversation or they can't even articulate themselves. I mean, of course, some of these people they probably didn't go to college. Most likely, some of these people didn't go to college. But you can't just say, oh, they're not smart or they can't do what they gotta do. You don't need to go to college to be smart. You don't need to have. Yeah, I don't know. This is crazy, but yeah, let's get back to this video because
analysis or coherent sentences about anything. And these people are the ones behind the scenes telling Adam that I'm the reason why they suck at their job.
All that, Flakko was not really doing anything for No Jumper besides helping out a little bit with the news topics. Now, the reason why he was removed from that duty was entirely because I was sitting there on the news and everybody was complaining about how they were getting the topics 10 or 15 minutes before the news would start, and how they felt like they didn't have any time to prepare or anything. So the only stuff that they were able to cover on the news was stuff that was, that you could watch on the news, AKA like 1 minute or less clips.
First off, I volunteered my expertise because I do daily news topics. I am successful doing daily news topics. I know more about what topic is going to perform than the nincompoops that sit on the stage.
No, you see, I'm gonna have to disagree because he don't have access to the No Jumper in Instagram no more. He used to have access to the No Jumper Instagram. That's per Adam. The topics that he was coming up with was copy and paste from the No Jumper page. It was low effort, it was just low everything. Not discrediting him. He built the perfect platform, he got a perfect YouTube page, but basically his YouTube page is number one to him. Everything else just he didn't want to bother. Of course he volunteered himself because he could give two fucks about that shit because he making a lot of money on YouTube. So why the fuck would I care about these damn topics, bro? But he just probably did just to show appreciation because Adam 22 gave him that opportunity, and he came to LA with only from what he said only 30,000 subscribers. So and he boosted now to 350, which is fucking amazing. So we gotta give him a bravo for that. But his topics was not good. So now it's Remo doing it. But let's keep going. Like this is crazy.
Couch. But don't listen to me. Let's take a look at the profound news topics they needed multiple days to prepare for, okay? Poetik Flakko brother apparently having a mugshot and a freestyle. David could get released today from jail. P. Nice got a new podcast. All right? Boosie and Vlad fell out over $5,000. Oh! These topics are profound. How could y'all not have multiple days to prepare for this? Ice Spice getting jumped at a Los Angeles McDonald's. Oh! How could y'all not be given multiple days to prepare for this? Now, here's the real issue here, Adam. The issue, Adam, isn't that I didn't give these absolute idiots and nincompoops multiple days to prepare. The real issue here is they didn't know how to do their job correctly or well. These people literally had a complaint where they said I didn't alert them a couple days before to listen to the Kanye album. Kanye West, a prominent rapper, is about to drop a really anticipated rap album, one of the biggest debuts of the year, and employees on a hip-hop platform is telling me they didn't listen to the album because I didn't tell them to listen to it a day beforehand. What did you think we were going to discuss on a hip-hop show the day?
Okay, you know what? He got a point there because I gotta give him a point there. He got a point. So on a hip-hop platform, you gotta expect that they're gonna talk about, especially somebody like Kanye, somebody like Drake. Wherever these people release, you got to stay in the topics. You have to stay knowing what's going on, especially in the music industry. You have to know about basically almost everything. You're right. He shouldn't have to tell you to react to. He shouldn't have to tell you to check it out because you should already been did already. Because if you're in a hip hop space based on music, even though No Jumper haven't really did much music, but hey, to each his own. But it's supposed to be based on music. It's kind of crazy, but like I said, he got a point there. I got to give him a point there. He got a point, but let's keep going.
After Kanye West dropped his album,
because on the way here, I was listening to the Kanye album, and I'm like, there's no way that anybody told everybody on the news, hey, listen to the Kanye album, so we could talk about the Kanye album. But if I'm a No Jumper fan, I'm tuning in if I know that I'm going to hear a good discussion about the Kanye album, and probably not if I feel like I'm not. Right?
Adam, you're being too soft on these dweebs. You're being too soft. You got to make them earn the $75.50 they make per show. You got to make them earn it, bro. Because
you see, I'm not into that shit, bro. At first he said they got paid $125 a show. Now it's $75 a show. we can't, just because you're doing better, you can't, at least you shouldn't, bro. You shouldn't, try to humble people like that. You try to bring them down to you, like bring them down, bro. Like, let people working how to, everybody start somewhere, bro. Not everybody start off, with a big YouTube channel and have a whole bunch of money or kind of shit like that. Everybody at No Jumper mostly have shit going on, But for you to keep trying to like basically devalue them because they're employees and that they're working, but a lot of them do have their own platform. For example, Young and Hefe, Munchie B, who else? Moose Man is growing his channel. Ricky is growing his channel with his podcast he got going on. Everybody has something. Tam, she has her channel, like I said, and Munchie B, Young and Hefe, Spody Face, and a few others. They have their own platform. They have their own thing going on, on top of No Jumper. Like, look at T-Rail and them. They left. They had a platform before, but then they built their platform, starting off in No Jumper, and then they went off and did their shit full-fledged. Look at the Viral Way. The Viral Way was doing a platform before then, and then they got on the platform. Their platform got bigger. I mean, some people say it didn't get bigger. They got more haters than anything, but I feel like it did give them a good look, even though, people was talking shit about them on there. But, hey, a lot of people go in there, they built their platform. Look at P Nice, etc. Everybody, they get a look, and then they get the experience, and they go up there and get the experience. It's not just about the pay. But, let's get back to this dude, because this dude is just so fucking unbelievable. Let's keep going. This is crazy, bro.
How is it that two people consistently are music lovers? They listen to everything. Suspect and Lush. So Suspect and Lush, who are just music lovers, who just listen to music on their spare time, they listen to everything. They show up with their analysis, their informed takes on music, and the albums already listened to. So they show up listening to these albums, and then everybody else is like, I didn't know I needed to listen to one of the biggest albums in rap on a rap platform because Flakko didn't tell me I need to listen to it. And I'm sitting there like, huh? How, first off, forget Flakko. How was that fair to Suspect and Lush? Now, I'm not even discussing, because again, I don't even know who was present or who told Adam this. I'm just saying, how is that fair to the people who are on the platform who actually listen to music? Because y'all are unwilling to actually employ people who listen to music, employ people who are hip hop lovers. I'm sorry, bruh. All right, if you need the topics the night before to have an informed opinion on Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane, then you shouldn't be on a hip hop platform, bruh. I'm sorry, right? I'm having a.
All right, I gotta talk. Hold up, I gotta talk a little shit. Sorry, bro. Poetik Flakko, you guys got a podcast called Rap Playlist Daily. Remember, Rap Playlist Daily. The only person that talks about music is Jack. You guys are really there because you guys just want to hear about the drama. You and T-Rail. That's just keeping it real. You guys are just there to just fucking start shit and start drama. That's just the honest answer, bro. It's like you guys are just there just to talk shit. Just talk shit about everybody, what they got going on. Just talk about, everybody. Talk about the Draco shit. Talk about all kind of stuff that just to cause controversy. But the Rap Playlist Daily song, not the fucking podcast, don't make sense as a name at all. It doesn't, at all. It's literally just a propaganda machine. Again, shout out T-Rail, shout out Poetik Flakko, but that take is a L because I don't agree with that at all. It doesn't make sense at all. But let's fucking keep going, listening to the rest of this shit.
Same expectation I have on everybody that I have for myself. I'm expecting people who are on a hip hop platform who's getting paid to speak on hip hop topics to be doing research on hip hop topics throughout the week. You should know, right, what happened with Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane, right? Without you knowing if you're gonna talk about it or not on the news. You should just know, why? Because you're on a hip hop platform and it's your job to be informed. You should know what's going on. You should know what's going on with All-Star JR and Jay Prince Jr. and NBA Ben 10. You should know what's going on with David. But these people show up time after time after time, immensely uninformed. And it's not Poetik Flakko's fault. Trust me. It's not my fault, all right, that the blind dweeb didn't know that David knew Celeste was 13 years old when he was messing with her. It's not my fault. This blind dweeb showed up, spread misinformation for an hour or two, and then went home and still got paid.
She lied about her age and stuff. Look, a lot of this is fluff. The corpse shit go get threw out, and the little thing with the kid go get threw out because they found fake IDs of her, and people that was around David, they all said like, damn, we thought she lied and said she went to USC.
Nah, but public perception is not going to be that way because if you're in an intimate relationship with someone after a while, you're probably going to know.
Got a video that's on the internet.
So that's all I could take of that shit. That video had like 5 more minutes, but bro, that's all I could take of that shit. It just so much slander and so much bullshit. I just can't. But it was based on that video, bro. Like Poetik Flakko, again, shout out to him. Shout out to everything that he built, everything like that. You know, I guess, content always comes first. But at the end of the day, now he's like on defense mode because of this whole Draco shit. Everybody talking shit about him. Everybody coming out the woodworks. And he don't give a fuck. He already said he's making 6 figures, so he don't give a fuck. Money over morals, bro. That's what that is. Money over morals, bro. Nigga, like he exposed. He allegedly called himself exposing somebody. He called somebody allegedly fucking spreading this whole Draco shit. And as of April 22nd, all these people that was exposing this person, nobody's arrested. And then, and like I said, it's not our job to do a police job. This dude literally got 500,000 off that video. 500,000 views off that video. It's pure shock. The family he didn't care about. It's just like it's all about content, right? Shit like this shocks me, bro. It really blows my fucking mind, bro. How people do shit like this, bro. Again, hopefully one day I become successful like him. But I hope I will never, ever, ever turn on people like that, bro. That shit is crazy. But I mean, especially, like I said, I get it. It's fair game because, everybody turned their back on him. But sometimes silence is key, bro. I wouldn't have said shit. Just be humble. Drive your Porsche, where the fuck you got, your nice car in the middle of Dakota, where the fuck you got, and just stay low key and stay out the mix. Because right now your reputation is everything, especially when it comes to sponsors and everything like that. You want to stay out the light. You want to stay low key as possible. Get your bag and sign off. That's what I'll be doing. But without further ado, it's your boy D Reacts. We're back in with another banger. Be more consistent. If you guys mess with my content, please press that subscribe button. Please hit that bell notification and comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the video. And like I said, quality's only going to keep getting better. I just got a brand new camera. Just advanced my setup. But without further ado, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, stay dangerous. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.